like me do prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. Today we're talking about one of my favorite videos that just came out that one of my commenters sent me.
Test,
A Brad
test.
Mills did a wonderful video of me, kind of a
Yeah,
music
I'm not on the
video
big screen though, and I'm black
that
and white.
is just awesome. Uh, in my earlier days, I had a couple rock bands, and I always wanted a music video of my own, but it never happened. Now it has. So have a listen. Remember, at the end of the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Always grateful for the people that are donating down below. Check out my new Patreon page. And remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. See you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. What's the point of putting your money into it if it's not gonna last? Always ask. There's many competing for world dominance. I believe China has all the cash. Today we're talking about OG coin. Today we're talking about Enter coin. Today we're talking about Chain coin. If you want to know how much blood, see you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. It came up as a scam of some sort. Token that's trying to change the world. One thing I don't think I mentioned, they'd start with good intentions. Today we're talking about Matic coin. Today we're talking about Allrun coin. Today we're talking about Achain coin. If you want to know how much blood, see you in the future, very good. Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Don't want us to ride in the streets. Buy that Bitcoin cryptocurrency. See you in the future, very good.
Subscribe.
Not a scam, go buy some Cardano.
Subscribe.
See you in the future, very good.
Subscribe.
Not a scam, go buy some Cardano. Is this gonna last that 10-year mark? In short time, it came up in the cards. Tracking goods from point A to point B. New cycle with cryptocurrencies. Because it's fairly unknown to the majority of people on the planet Earth. Most people barely know what an Ethereum is.
Okay.
Hi, this is Greens by Andre, where I do predictions of the future. If you like me to do prediction for you, let me know in the comments below. We had a little bit of a schedule change today. I'm sorry about that. It seems my transportation back home from work is a little later than usual, so we started at 5:30 today, and I think we're going to be doing that from now on, unfortunately. Hopefully everybody doesn't mind that. So just a reminder, we do lives here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30, and Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. Central. So make sure you mark that down on your calendars, and let's get started. Do we have anybody in the chat?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's not being picked up on mine, so
16, 17.
okay. So everybody's been looking at the cryptocurrency market in the last little while. Of course, it's been going up and down and crashing and going back up and all this kind of wonderful things going on around the crypto world. So let's have a closer look what Ethereum is going to look like in the year 2030, which is not that far from now if you really think about it. Um, we got Domino on deck and we got the wife on deck as well. So if you hear the cat in the background, that's Domino. So let's have a look at Ethereum in the year 2030. What is it going to look like? That's a good question. And hopefully we're getting some people in the chat. It's not showing up on my screen, so that's okay. Anyway, so Ethereum 2030, it seems that the health of that cryptocurrency, people are going to be coming back to it. On there's going to be a moment in time in that period between now and then that the populace is going to be turning away from it. But through some hard work and some balancing, I think that you're going to have everything just right, and people are going to be coming back to it in a greater scale by that time. I think it's going to be taking over much of the banking industry, all the things that the banking industry used to do, and we're going to see a lot of banks latching on to Ethereum and Bitcoin and Litecoin and many of the other cryptocurrencies going forward. The price is going to be quite good, actually. But it's going to be pissing off a lot of people, those old banksters and things, because the price is going to be fairly level in a way. Okay, it's not going to do the huge swings anymore, but in 2030, because everything has been pretty much settled by that time. Okay, because we've got the Ethereum 2.0 and all that sort of thing already by that time period. I'm also picking up that it wouldn't be fully Ethereum 2.0 even by 2030 by that time. But many of the things that are going to be that were supposed to be put into Ethereum 2.0 will have been put in by that date. People that are involved with that cryptocurrency are going to be pleasantly surprised if they take that long journey with Ethereum. Also, it's going to be paying off very good dividends in the future. So that's Ethereum in the year 2030. Not sure of the price exactly, but it's going to be quite high by that time period. So if you have some Ethereum, hang on to it. Okay, so let's get on to the next thing. Now, somebody was asking the question, is Cardano a good investment? And I'd have to say yes. They're going through their trial by fire right now. We saw the leader of Cardano. He's in some court or something. I was watching a little bit of that today. And he's defending most of the cryptocurrencies and the cryptocurrency world at large. So it's really starting to come to a head where the old system is now starting to butt heads in a bigger way with the cryptocurrency world. So at this moment in time, we're seeing more and more of that going on as we're moving along. The XRP SEC situation, and now the government agencies are starting to go after many of the stable coins because it's much better than the CBDCs that they're going to be bringing out. That's the government-controlled cryptocurrencies, which is basically the old fiat system put in a digital form and trying to be hip and cool and all that sort of thing. And people are going to be catching on to that it's just a bunch of garbage going into the future. People are going to be going to the things that are actually have value. So let's have a look at Cardano in the next little while. Hopefully more people buy the Cardano because of my wonderful song in the beginning. The gentleman who made this song, I guess, loves that Cardano. So do I. So that's okay. So it seems Cardano is a very good situation. There's a little bit of tomfoolery in the background. I think it's whatever his name, Steve Hodgson, I think is the head of Cardano, or is that something else? I can't remember. The head of Cardano has not been telling the full truth of everything happening behind the scenes. Okay, so there could be some things that he's been saying are correct, are going to be implemented, but are not going to be. And this is kind of normal behavior for many of the cryptocurrencies. They say a lot of things that don't happen, and it kind of hurts them in the long run. So a lot of that's going to be going on, and that's going to be affecting the price coming very soon. But overall, Cardano is going to be a very good store of wealth. So a very good investment going forward. It's going to be a long journey for Cardano because they have to build even more foundation for them to be useful for the average person out there. Much like Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum, they already have that foundation that people can easily get into it. So Cardano still has to build that out a lot more, especially with machines and all that sort of thing at the supermarkets and things like that. And in the next little while, there's going to be a little bit of confusion within the Cardano camp itself. Because of some things that the leader has said about the cryptocurrency, which is going to make it spin out of control a tiny bit in the next little while. So some pretty good buying opportunities for everybody out there coming up very, very soon, along with many of the other cryptocurrencies as well, because of everything else that's going on around the planet. The people that are involved in this, it's the end of a cycle, and people are going to be going away for a little while because they're disgusted with the whole thing. But they're going to be coming back in short term anyways. So, yes, Cardano is a good investment for the future. Okay, let's look at the next thing. Now, somebody was asking about Reef Finance in the next 5 years. So let's have a look at that. Really weird not having the chat on the side here, but that's okay. We'll make it through. Reef Finance. So the health is, we already got the death card, which is an interesting thing that have happened. Refinance is not a bad cryptocurrency. There's not a lot of nefarious things going on behind the scenes with that, but it seems that the health of it is kind of waning. There's going to be an abrupt change in refinance in the next little while. Not necessarily dying out completely, but a quick change around in their direction to accommodate everything that's going on around the planet and keeping up with the Joneses, basically Bitcoin, for the future. So they expect many huge changes to happen within the refinance platform itself. There's going to be some things being brought into the light, of course, about the health of that platform going forward. And I don't think many of them are good things that are going to be coming out. So they're going to have to about face and go another direction to save themselves in the next little while. And I do believe that they will. Okay. financially, I think in the next 5 years, they're going to be making some new partnerships and that sort of thing. I do see a legal thing going on with Reef Finance in the next 5 years' time, so that's going to be affecting the price as well. Okay, so it's going to carry on, and the price is going to be okay. It's not a bad one to get involved in. Okay, for our future, not financial advice, of course. You do you, but it's one of the better one that's been around for quite some time. The people that are involved in it seem to be keeping up with things, and we got the devil card, and that's just people hanging on to ideas or situations that do not work for them. Okay, so that's probably the thing that they're gonna be having to change in the near future to carry on with their project if it's going to be surviving for the next 5 years. Okay, so I think they're going to be surviving. They're going to be changing their ways, but it's going to be a bit of a rough road for Reef Finance to move forward into the next 5 years. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. VeChain. Somebody's asking, will it get to 50 cents? So let's have a look. VeChain. Now, they didn't give a time or time frame of when this 50 cents is supposed to be. I don't see it as being that far off from today. It's probably going to be in the next year or so within that time period. And the answer to that question is definitely yes. And there's going to be huge changes that happen within VeChain itself to have this start to happen. They may put in new protocols. There may be new people coming into the situation, helping that out so that it does achieve that 50 cents in the next year or two. So if you do have that VeChain, hang on to it. I think it's going to be one of the few survivors going forward as we go through these times. The other card is showing that a big portion of the people working on the cryptocurrency are going to be leaving and bringing in a whole bunch of new programmers for that blockchain going forward. So whatever is happening there, it's another huge change just to keep alive, of course, and to keep relevant within the cryptocurrency world. Okay, so yes, it's going to get that 50 cents. It's going to be in about a year or so. Okay, thank you for that question. Dilly. Hello. Will crypto reach $1 US in the next 6 to 10 months? Dilly always brings those wonderful cryptocurrencies to my attention that I've never heard of, a lot of them. So let's have a look. Will it get to that dollar in US in the next 6 to 10 months? And Dilly, whenever he brings up a question, it's usually no to his question. Unfortunately, having all these cryptocurrencies that I've never heard of, probably a lot of you have not heard of them as well. But he does bring some good information to the table as always. So I don't think it's going to be reaching that dollar price point in the next 6 to 10 months time. Got a frog in my throat today. Could have been the pizza we just had before going on air. So might need a little bit more coffee just to help things out here. So the question would be, when will it go to this level of $1 US? I'm seeing in the next 1 or 2 year period of time that it's going to reach that amount of money going forward. It's going to be not going to be fast. It's not going to have a lot of money going into the system for quite some time. And I'm seeing that there's going to be a lot of problems with ACT in the next little while as everything around the world starts to sort itself out. So we're going to see a big shakeup of many of the cryptocurrencies out there. I think it'll be a survivor, but just barely. As Warren Buffett always says, when the tide goes out, we're going to see who has their swim shorts on and who doesn't. So just keep that in mind as we're going through this time with all the cryptocurrencies bouncing around, okay? And all the trouble that we're having at the moment. Okay, so thank you for that, Dilly. How much will 1 ounce of silver be worth next year? I don't know what it is now. I haven't asked my gold silver bug friend at work lately about any of that, but let's just have a look. I know the prices are quite low and they're suppressing that price as much as they can, but we have to remember the next year it's going to go quite high. I don't know the exact price, but I am picking up within the next year it's going to be jumping up quite a bit just because of what's happening with Russia and China and India, okay, and any of the BRICS nations that are out there. You're gonna see, okay, just very soon, all those BRICS nations, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and I think there's a few others in there. They've been collecting gold for quite some time in large quantities, and you just see many of these countries flip all their currencies into gold-backed currencies, including silver. Okay, so at that moment in time, and it's going to be very, very soon, that they're going to have to reevaluate the price of gold and silver in the upswing. Okay, so if you got that gold and silver locked away in a safe, I hope, where you in your house or a place that you can get to, don't keep it in the bank. If you can, the price is going to be rising quite a bit in the next little while. So just hang on, and you may be running into quite a bit of money in the next little while. Okay, thank you for that. Hi, Andre. Is Voyager going to go bankrupt? I'm assuming that's a business. Don't need to know exactly what it is. Let's just throw some cards down. I was thinking the Voyager space shuttle for the minute, or Star Trek Voyager. So is it going to go bankrupt? The answer to that question is a no. They're going to be bailed out by something or someone in the near future. It's going to be very, very shaky for them. Okay. Throughout this time, big businesses are going to do well. Okay. Even in a recession. So if it's one of the bigger companies that gets it's a broker for crypto. Yeah, I don't see it going under, but it's going to have a really rough time. And if you have all your crypto coming from that situation, it might be time to look at something else as well. Always have something on the side just in case. Like I have YouTube and many other video sites just in case. So don't put all your eggs in one basket, that sort of thing. Yeah, I'm picking up. It's not going to be going bankrupt. It will go down quite a bit, but somebody's going to come along and bail them out. That's what I'm picking up. Okay, thank you for that.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
I'll do the eyebrow thing. When will the next bull run start? And that's probably going to be in the winter time. We got the summer. Enjoy the summer, by the way. Buy all your cryptos now. Get greedy. Okay, right now is the time for that. Then we got after the harvest time, which is going to be a whole lot of fun. And then after that, it's going to be segmented, right? Summertime, not so bad. Gas prices going up sky high and all that. Then after harvest time, the next crop that comes in, price is going to go. We're going to see a lot of unemployment, recession, that sort of thing. Even though Joe Biden's going around with his knee pads from country to country that we're seeing, trying to save everything. Okay. And then we're going to see an unemployment and all that in that time period. So 3 months after harvest time. And then we got the Christmas season. So we're going to probably in the next couple months, we're going to start to see the next bull run starting. Not fully exploding, but it's going to start to really creep up there very, very slowly in that time period. So around Christmas. Okay, thank you for that. Brad, hey. Well, tomorrow's Bitcoin options expire. Send BTC to 14,000. Wow. That could be. Chico Crypto was talking about that today, actually. I hate the fact that the crypto market is now attached to the old stock market. They should always be separate. It's supposed to be a hedge against that sort of thing, but they aren't. So let's just have a look, see what happens. Yeah, it does seem it's going to be dropping for a little bit of time in tomorrow because of that. I think it'll recover a little quicker than normal from that. Then it's going to do this even more so at a little bit lower price. Like I keep saying, this is the time to get greedy. Okay, it's like all over the road like a drunken driver. So, yeah, it's going to be going down. I don't know to 14,000, but it's going to go down quite a bit. Okay. Thank you for that, Brad. Hi, Andre. Is Tether going to be a problem for cryptos? Yes. They've always have been. Not because of who they are. It's what they allow people to do. Leveraging. Okay. The more you leverage and your position collapses, you got to pay that bill off. And if you got to pay 100 times, it's at 100% leveraging or whatever it is. And then everybody has to sell off their Bitcoin to pay off their bill. So this is what's going to be happening in the next little while. Well, the price is going up. If you're doing trades right now, don't leverage. Guess what? It moves down and you're going to lose everything. It's okay when everything's going strong, not when it's weak. Anyways, so yes, the company itself is not bad necessarily. It's what they allow people to do, which makes it a problem for crypto. Okay, and the fact that the SEC and all the other government agencies are going after them, all guns blazing, basically. because they want to get rid of the stable coins so they can bring in their CBDCs and be the cool kid on the block, which they aren't. They're a bunch of nerds. Cool, not cool nerds. We're the cool nerds, right? So they're not the cool nerds. They're the nerds you put off in the corner. Okay? So, yes, it's going to be a problem for crypto going forward. Everything will straighten itself out. Okay? Thank you for that question. How will the Shiba Inu game do? Supposed to be out November this year. I didn't know they were coming out with a game.
It'll be a fad.
What's that?
It'll be a fad.
It'll be a fad. It'll do well for a little while. I wouldn't expect making a lot of money from it. I know I was talking to one of my friends at work. His family back in the Philippines, they make all their money off of Axie Infinity. But they're in that position where they have to do that. If you're trying to be rich from one of these games, it's not going to happen. For somebody in the Philippines that doesn't have work, it's so not bad income. But most of the North Americans, I don't think it's a great way of making money, really. But let's see if it's going to be fun. Outside of the money-making aspect of the game, which probably has something to do with the fun. Yeah, the wife was right. It's going to be a fad. It's going to be very short-lived. I don't think it's going to be catching on like Axie Infinity or many of these other cryptocurrency-type games that are coming out. I just get the word lackluster. It's going to be a fad for a short time, and then people are going to just move on to something else. The novelty of it will kind of wear off in the next little while after it comes out. Yeah, it's going to be, it's going to be fun for a short time, and then people just move on to something else. Okay, thank you for that question. Hey, Andre, it's Super Whittle Guy. Hey. When will flying cars be the norm? Oof. You know the drivers out there are pretty bad now, and they're on the road, right? Do you really want them in the air?
Maybe they're like bumper cars.
Maybe they're going to be like bumper cars, and when you're flying along, and they'll bounce off of buildings and things like that, and not hurt anybody. Until that time, I think it's safer just to keep everybody on the ground. Just saying. They'd have to put a lot of technology into the cars to make them super safe for everybody to be flying around. When will they be the norm? Probably not in our lifespan. Could be 2 generations from now till that's really a thing. First, they got to bring out the technology and then make it safe. And because we got Winnipeggers driving, which is horrible. It'd probably be in like 2-3 generations from now. Okay. Thank you, Super Whittle Guy.
Dark says, why fly when you can teleport?
That's true. Teleportation. They are actually working on that. So I don't know. For us yet, I think we're a long ways off for that. Hey, Andre did a reading for me and told me to look for solutions in my negative cycle. Could you suggest how I can bring those thoughts in my head? I'm having a hard time seeing positive solutions. I'm picking up it's the environment that you're putting yourself into that keeps you thinking in such a way. A lot of our thinking is a lot of times dependent on our environment that we put ourselves into. So if you're putting yourself into a negative environment, you're going to have the same thoughts. So go to a place that's peaceful. That'd be the easiest way, or go with people that have programs for positive thinking, that sort of thing. I'm also picking get out of the house. For some reason, I don't see you leaving the house that much outside of the things you have to do. Just get out there, go for a walk, that sort of thing. Walking in nature right now, perfect to clear the mind, body, and soul. So do something like that. Okay. Thank you for that question. It's the dark. Hi, Andre. Can you do a reading on Bybit exchange? Will it survive? I did a reading, I think a year ago, that I was seeing that many of the exchanges that are out there right now are going to be disappearing, and people went, nah. What are we seeing now? A lot of exchanges going bye. There's only going to be a couple survivors out of the big ones, and that's going to be Binance and Coinbase if they do the thing. I think they're going to be merging with somebody else to stay alive. And you got the Gemini and Kraken. There's going to be 4 or 5 places, and they're the ones that are heavily regulated by government agencies. So Bybit, I'm just seeing that one of the reasons, if they do survive, it's because they're going to be merging with somebody else that's going to be heavily regulated. And then everybody's going to turn to decentralized exchanges, which are a little safer. Okay. Overall. And then you're going to see all these big companies turn to being a decentralized version of themselves. Okay, let's throw some cards down for that. It's going to be some confusion in the next little while about their insolvency. There it is. They're going to be merging with somebody else to keep themselves alive in the new world coming up very quickly. And they're going to be preserving much of the capital that they're going to be bringing over from one to the next. And after that confusion, I think they're going to be probably changing their name and rebranding and moving in with somebody else in the next little while. So they'll still be around. So keep your eyes and ears peeled to the changes coming up in the next year or so. Okay. Thank you, Dark. Do a reading on Flixxo coin. Is it worth taking a punt or not? So you're looking for a quick coin for trading. Not necessarily a long-term thing, just a quick cash on the side. Okay. There's many of those coins. But no, a lot of those coins aren't long-term. Cards are saying, you might get a little bit of pumping out of it, but I don't think it's going to be worth trading. You're going to have a hard time getting any profit from those trades for whatever reason, unless you're doing something else that I'm unaware of in trading. But the cards are saying, it's going to be a little lackluster for the next little while for trading, if that's your thoughts. Okay, thank you, Dirk. Dark again. Where do you see the price of silver physical in 5 years? Quite high. Didn't we just do this? It's like the first question. It's going to go high. It's going to be reevaluated because of China, Russia, all that sort of thing. They're going to have to reevaluate the price. So if you're hanging on the silver and gold, you're going to be doing just fine. Okay. Marlon, will silver drop to single digits or close to? So you're seeing the probably a dead cat bounce in the next little while. I do see single digit for a very short time. And then from there, it's going to go chaotic. It's gonna... what would the ETH price be at the end of 2022, 2023? we just did 2030. It's going to go quite high. 14 came to mind. That's Canadian, so translate that to US. You're going to be able to buy that Ethereum for your node. Not to worry. It keeps... I want the node. But yeah, it's going to be about 14. Okay. Thank you, Marlon. Luna Classic to $1 by the end of the year. I can't even find it on my list thing anymore. It's kind of dropped off. The new one is that 2 something. So I can't. I was looking previously. I can't find Luna Classic on the exchange thing that I look at. It dropped off the face of Earth for the last little while. I wonder why. So we'll get to that dollar. It doesn't look like it by the end of the year. I think it's going to be a little further on the road from this year because they have to pick up people's trust again. And people, for the nutty people that want to get back into it, they will make it a little bit of profit if they buy now. They're probably not going to be recovering. Well, they might recover if they were in before and all the coins got transferred to the new one. But it's not really going to recover in the classic for quite some time, so if that's what you were looking for. Okay, thank you for that question. Gala Games. Lots of these games coming up. I'm thinking that's going to be the big new thing. NFTs are kind of dying off at the moment. Now it's going to be these games, which probably have NFTs attached to them, that are going to be the big new thing that everybody's going to get into and hopefully become rich. Many of these cryptocurrencies that are attached to these games, they pump out thousands and thousands per day, so that it's not really going to be gaining that price tag of $1 by the end of the year because of pumping out tons and tons of coins, and depending on how many people are actually playing the game or are interested in the coin, the price probably won't go to the dollar by the end of the year unless they put in some burning mechanism like they did with Axie Infinity. But that's going to be a long time till that becomes a dollar in of itself. So Gala Games, I've heard the term, but I don't know what exactly it is. So we'll get to that dollar mark. I think it's going to be holding for quite some time. It's going to be a little beyond that, but they are going to be having victories with that price and with the game itself moving forward in the next year. But it's probably not going to get to that dollar mark in the next year. Okay, thank you for that question. I'm done with crypto. Starting to buy Russian fertilizer. That would be a good idea if you can swing it. Now, you know Biden, right? He's they put all these sanctions on, and it's hurting us in the Western world. And this is why we're going into food shortages and all the other shortages, is because of all these sanctions on Russia for us in North America. It's going to be detrimental. They're going to be quickly changing that. You noticed, like I was saying before, they're going to be throwing Ukrainian guy, president, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, threw him under the bus, and now they're saying that they should just give up and do the thing with Russia and make things the way they were before the war. So hopefully in the following year, fertilizer is going to start coming back. But yeah, if you can swing getting Russian fertilizer, probably a good idea. Good on you. When do you see BTC going to all-time highs? Probably not till way past Christmas time and going into the new year. Okay? It probably won't get to that price until much, much later in next year, 2024 or 3, excuse me. Okay? And that's when I see that. Okay? There's a whole lot of things that have to happen before that happens. Okay? Yeah, she's right. 2 years. Thank you for that. Super Whittle guy again. Trust me, Winnipeggers are better than New York City and New Jersey drivers. Well, I don't know about that. Where's Brad? He has to back me up on this. I'm convinced Andre gets his psychic abilities from coffee. No, it's just... Super Whittle guy again. What is the most popular food to eat out in restaurants in Winnipeg? McDonald's?
Just kidding.
We have so much variety of foods here in Winnipeg. We have the most restaurants per capita in Winnipeg for whatever reason. Sushi is, well, me and the wife love sushi. What do you think? There's so many different varieties and so many different cultures here in Winnipeg. The Filipino food is really big here. Italian.
Marlon says Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons. Maybe.
He said McDonald's.
Does it even know what a Tim Hortons is?
Poutine. Yeah.
Poutine. Our friends from Quebec invented that. We'll go with poutine for the moment until Brad says otherwise. He's another Winnipegger, if you're wondering. Okay, thank you for that question. I know we ask this all the time, but so many people are predicting 400 USD ETH. Will that even be the cards to your 800? Okay. 400. No, it's closer to 8. 8 or 900 USD. And that'd be like 1,000 something Canadian. So, around in there. Thank you, Marlon. Hi, Andre. Could you please do a 3-card read? No problem. Interesting. I was picking up the color orange with you for some reason. And then came citrus. Could be a thing. So I think that's a food allergy you're going to be developing. I saw the color orange and citrus and an ill effect I was feeling in the pit of my stomach. So you may be gaining, or somebody around you has a sickness to citrus. But that's on top of what we have in the cards here. For whatever reason that you're going to be coming together with a bunch of people in some partnership going forward. And it's going to be to do with money. So this partnership is going to do very, very well. Better than what you thought it was. And it was going against a older person's suggestion. Okay, they suggested something, and you went against their advice, and it actually is going to be working for you. Okay, so stick to your guns, and you have the correct idea, and look out for oranges. Okay, thank you for that, and I hope that helps you. Have you seen any value on NFT Galaxy stake related to Achain shares? Okay.
Did you do one on Carol?
Who?
Carol? No.
No. Achain shares. Are they going to be valuable in the next little while? It's probably the part of the game that I'm not aware of. I've seen the game played, but I don't know much about the game. Yeah, it's going to be very valuable because it's more of like a trading card thingamajig within the game. So it's a collectible item. And I think all the little creatures that you get are collectible as well, and they're one-offs. And that's going to start to be valuable. So that would be like the NFT. Staking it, I'm not sure. It could go one way or the other. I think it's going to have to really fight for whatever it is to gain money with it. But I think that the NFTs themselves will be worth something going along. I don't know about the staking aspect. I see it not working as well as they were thinking it would. Okay, thank you for that. Carol, do you see me buying a home in 2022 or 2023 with my crypto gains? Thank you in advance. Well, the housing boom sure should have went by then, and you'd have a nice cheaper price for most houses around the world. So, and cryptos. So in that time period, I do see it happening for you. Just wait for the housing bubble to go boop. Get at a nice low price, right? Everything's over priced at the moment. So why buy high? Buy low. Okay. And by then your cryptocurrencies will be higher than they are now with your crypto gains. So yes, that is the way I'm seeing it. Okay. But hang on. Are you seeing a Doggy run coming up thanks to Elon, Doge, and Shiba? We've answered this question a couple times. I think people are kind of ignoring Elon for the last little while because he's said many things about Doge and Shiba, and Doge hasn't moved. And we got that rocket ship thing going on, Doge going into the sky, whatever. And I keep picking up that it's going to be lackluster. It's not. It may happen, but nobody's really going to be paying attention to it because of other things going on. Elon's very good at publicizing things and getting people wrapped up in this thing. But I think even with his skills, it's probably not going to do anything for the price of Doge or the awareness of the rocket going up. I think people's attention is going to be elsewhere in the next little while. It will come back, but not for quite some time. I think people are kind of ignoring Elon for the moment. Okay, thank you for that. Can you do a reading on GMX? It's a new decentralized derivatives exchange. Decentralized, you say? Wow. What's the one that I was looking at? BISQ. BISQ. US? BISQ? It's a pretty good decentralized exchange, that's out there. And it's not as clunky as some of them. Waiting 20 years for something to happen. They're going to be changing what they're going to be doing mid launch if it hasn't launched already. And all the things that they were saying that they were going to do accomplish are probably not going to be becoming a thing. But they're going to be going a new direction, which is going to be much, much better. So the derivatives thing, I'm just picking up there's going to be a lot of problems with that aspect. But as a decentralized exchange, I think it's going to be pretty good. Okay, thank you. Which hex will be the more valuable, the Pulse chain one or the Ethereum one? Which chain will get the hex glory? Wow. We got hexes everywhere. So, okay. I think I know how to do this. It's going to be the Ethereum one for the win. We got the nice celebration card with that one. And the other one has the Page of Pentacles. So it's just this one guy with holding a pentacle. So it is the Ethereum based one that's going to be more valuable for the win. Both of them are going to do well, but I think the Ethereum one is going to do much, much better. Okay, thank you. Can you do a reading on Sam Bankman-Fried, the owner of FTX Exchange? Is he a white hat? Okay. Fired or fried? I'm like chicken. I guess. I'm assuming it's fired. I hope it's fired.
You said freed.
Freed?
Yeah. Maybe it's his name, part of his name.
Okay. Is he a white? We'll just have a look at that. Is he a white hat? Nobody is working with them. He's not necessarily part of that group, but he is working alongside the white hats for the moment. I don't think he was originally a white hat, but he was given a offer he couldn't refuse. Okay. So, yeah, he's working with them. He's not necessarily with them. Okay. Thank you for that, Dark.
Okay, one more quick.
One more quick one. When will the U.S. have universal basic income? I hope they don't. For the fact that it leads into communism. It really does. Okay. It's probably the worst thing that you would really want. They are working towards that. And it never ever works well. Russia tried it a long time ago and it failed. And other countries have tried something like that and it failed. So hopefully they don't bring that anywhere in North America. Let's just throw some cards down, see if it's going to be a thing here in the Western world. Yeah, no, they're going to come up with a much better system to supplement your income, okay, but not to replace it. The worst thing is to replace your income with it. If you're not working, then you shouldn't be given free finances for your life, okay, unless you can't work, okay. So it's going to be switching up with the new politicians that are coming in. They're probably going to be getting rid of this idea and putting in something better just to relieve pressures that everybody's going through at the moment as they get everybody back to work. Okay, and that's the thing that we need to do is get everybody back working and get the economy rolling. Okay, thank you for that question. Yep, we are done. So always grateful for everybody that came out. I can see your chat in my side screen. Thankfully, the wife can, or it would have been an interesting show today. Just a reminder, our new time for Tuesdays and Thursdays is 5:30, but we're still on Saturday and Sunday at 10 a.m. Central and 5:30 p.m. Central on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So put that into your calendar. Thank my old job for that. If you like a personal reading with me, make sure you go to secondreadingsbyandre.com where all that information is there. If you'd like to join me on any of the other platforms that I am on, also go to secondreadingsbyandre.com where they're all listed as well, just in case something happens here for whatever reason. It may be a good idea to get on one of those other platforms just in case. I'd still be doing my thing, but things happen with YouTube and all that sort of thing. They may boot me out of here. So make sure you one or two of the other ones. Okay. He's mooning. Okay. That Marlon. Where were we? If you like to protect your cryptocurrencies in the best possible way, at the website, we have a Trezor affiliate link where I get a little bit of money if you buy one from the store. And to keep your cryptocurrencies in the safest possible way, we got the Trezor link on the website. Okay, so I guess we're back here on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central. So until then, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the future. Bye now.